Now, folks, now we can talk a little bit better. Now I can be a little bit happier, all right? I don't got to talk about that. Speaking on some baseball, we got some local champs right here, all right? They wrapped up their season last week. Murrayhill Little League was on an incredible run. One win away from Little League World Series, but will fall to Washington in our Northwest Region title game 6-1. We don't like Washington. We're not fond of them, but they did put up a good fight. Joining me to talk about this amazing team, manager of the team, Ryan Menten, and Coach Collin Burton. Fellas, what's popping, locking, and dropping? How we doing? Come on.
We're good. We're still resting up from, obviously the long series. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, though. Boys had a blast, and we had a blast, too.
So talk about that. First of all, what's it like traveling with 12-year-olds?
Go ahead. I'll let you speak.
It's camp counselor. That's what I'm gonna put it at. You're 3 coaches, 12 boys. 11 of them were 12, and one of them was 11. And airports, they eat a lot. They eat a lot. They eat a lot, and they're 12-year-olds. So, but I mean, I enjoyed every moment, every single moment of it. I mean, I got a kid on the team. Ryan's got a kid on the team.
Yeah,
and our other coach, Rob's got a kid on the team. So nothing but enjoyed the process and the journey they took us on.
I want to actually ask you about that journey and that process. I feel like it's so special for these guys to get that type of attention and that type of ability to play these type of cats from all over the region. When you were playing this and you were just going through game after game, what were some of the things you were telling the players just to remember to take away? Because it could have been their last game at any moment.
Well, I mean, a lot of it was, you hear cliche all the time, one game at a time, right? But we literally were telling them one game at a time. I mean, from postseason in itself, from districts on to state champions, and then on to, obviously, the regionals. We told them, at ease, take it one game at a time. We've been through, again, we talk about it a lot with a lot of folks that we've talked to. These guys have been together, these kids have been together for 3 years.
Yeah.
So they've been through the trenches with one another. They've blood, sweat, and tears with one another for 3 years. And that really helped cultivate and captivate kind of the whole experience that they all got to, obviously have together. Because literally they were able to address just that mantra of one game at a time and make that run.
And there were so many of them, and I know people are a little confused about Little League World Series. I'm hearing they were playing. So quickly, talk about the teams that you were getting, the process of getting to the Little League World Series, because you were one shot win away from actually getting there, but then there's always some more games after that.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I mean, you start with you obviously have to put a team together. So you put 12 of the best area kids in a certain boundary for Murrayhill, representing what we're wearing, Murrayhill. So you put that team together, then obviously you head to districts. You've got to win, obviously in a minimum of 4 games. So we were able to do it in 4 games. Sometimes it takes longer, as we've seen. Actually, last year it took us longer through the state championship. And then once you advance there, you win that, then you go to state. And then state was another 4 games. So you're talking about 8 games just to get to San Bernardino, just to get where we needed to get to, and then the grind there. I mean, the ESPN time. The first thing they told us when we landed was, hey, just so everybody knows, this is ESPN time. It's ESPN production. Like literally, you're on their schedule.
Yeah.
So, but the boys adjusted great. They did phenomenal. I like to say the coaches did too, but the boys, the boys. I mean, it's all about them, right? And they did a heck of a job by just adjusting to just being there and being kids. The 12-year-old kids, you're embodying that and being kids, representing, playing, going hard. I mean, they did all of that.
I think it's also telling to. The kids have to be mature to an extent. They kind of got to understand the surroundings and where they're playing. And I think this just kind of showed you put together a group of very energetic, hyper, they're kids, but they were a very mature group, and they handled, it seemed, each game with a lot of grace and a lot of care that you would expect maybe 14, 15-year-olds to kind of do, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it does help that we've coached these kids for 3 years, most of them. And, we have a system, and they know the system. And I think each year got better and better and better. They still have 12-year-old emotions, and some are better than others of, containing it, because there's highs and lows with baseball. Sometimes it goes your way, and sometimes it doesn't go your way. But it does help that, our 3 coaches, we've been their coach for 3 years, and they've also been teammates.
Yes.
They can rely on each other, support each other. Oftentimes it wasn't us going out to the mound to support the pitcher. It was the kids supporting each other, and and most of them are friends and have established that, and it's been fun. It's been a fun journey to watch.
Fun ride.
I think something that we're gonna have to talk about after the break is what this means for them moving forward. Stick around because we have more Murrayhill baseball team. I gotta ask them a deep question about Little League baseball. More on. Welcome back in to ARC's PDX Sports, good people. We are talking Little League football. I'm joined by Murrayhill manager Ryan Menten and coach Collin Burton as we are discussing the season. And I have to discuss a little bit about Little League in general. There's not enough emphasis put on it. It's important for these young kids and their growth and development. It's different when it's baseball, soccer, football. It's very different when it's travel, sports, things of that sort. So I'm curious with you guys, how important is Little League to the development of baseball players nowadays?
It's critical, and we talk about it all the time. And even in the break, we were talking about just the importance of Little League being a staple for these young men, young boys, to be able to develop in a culture that cultivates, not just winning and losing, but it cultivates so much more. Yeah. It's the intangibles of being respectful, the intangibles of removing your hat, when the national anthem is played. Yes. Little things like that I think get overlooked. I mean, when we were up at down at San Bernardino in regionals, I mean, they had us on just on the towing the line.
Yeah.
You walk in the cafeteria, you take your hat off. Mm-hmm. Certain things like that I think just get overlooked, and even that plays into the Little League mantra. Those type of things, I think, obviously the values, the lessons. Obviously, you can learn that in other sports. That's why we play sports, right? Yeah, right. Is obviously to be able to do those things that you can't maybe learn in the normal life skills. But Little League in itself, from a development standpoint on just the lessons you learn, is very super important. And then you want to talk about what it means to be able to learn the game and the fundamentals of the game. Mm-hmm. And being around Little League, I know he's been around it a long time, and being around other leagues, and other, obviously there's club ball and there's other spots that you can obviously learn baseball. But being around Little League as much as I have and really seeing it firsthand for as many years as we have, I mean, you can't just speak enough about just the intangibles and the discipline and just the mechanics that Little League really does teach.
You learn to shake hands and smile. It makes some smiles to people,
yeah,
right? 100%.
It's community-based. Because we're in an area that we can really pull kids from. Yeah. It's all, basically school boundaries, right? Mm-hmm. So because of that, we tried to build Murrayhill within the community, and then also open it up to community for anybody to play. Mm-hmm. T-ball all the way up to the 12-year-olds, so 5 to 6-year-olds all the way up to 12, and have some sort of avenue where different skill levels can still go on the baseball field, still throw a ball, still swing a bat, still run the bases. And I think having that variety for kids is important, because not everyone is going to have the opportunity to go to San Bernardino, right? They just want to go play with their friends. They want to, swing the bat, be a catcher, be a pitcher, and it just opens up a lot of different avenues for different skill sets and different ages, and it's just important. I mean, we had a huge community support to get us to San Bernardino, and we appreciate that, and it just helps these kids have a really, really great experience. And I think from the T-ballers all the way up to the 12-year-olds, I think it's just super important.
Man, you talk about T-ball. I was terrible at T-ball. I'm not even gonna lie. I was absolutely terrible at T-ball. But folks, get your kids in T-ball. Get them started early, because you're gonna learn to shake hands, make smiles, toe the line, and be on ESPN one day. Murrayhill Little League coaches, I appreciate you guys so much for joining me tonight.
Thank you, man.
And also, congratulations on an amazing season. I'm sure we'll see you guys back there. Beat Washington next time and bring home a little bit of
the kids will be ready. We'll be ready.
There we go.